Everybody here last week saw how you threw me over the top rope, and you should have been disqualified, but you're not man enough, are you, Tony Atlas? All them muscles, but you're not a man. You are not a man, you're a boy. You are a boy. You know, man. You are a boy, you know, man. You let me tell you something. Gino, you let me tell you something right now. And don't you ever forget this. My mama did not raise no boys. She raised a 6'2", 250-pound brick house that will whoop your boyish self to death.
So Boyd Pierce gets the microphone, and the argument now, well, Gino couldn't resist the opportunity, and he will not win friends and influence people in this. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. And here is Gino catching. Well, I'll be done. Watch out for that press. He's got him up and it. Oh! Caught him with a beauty, and Gino could be sorry he ever came into the ring. Atlas, and even in repose, he is bigger than most of the men in the world. And Gino has just gone a step too far. This match is for 2 out of 3 falls, and met that turnbuckle before, but this one he's meeting again and again, and the bouncing is he's got a, and Gino Hernandez hit that turnbuckle with tremendous force and regularity, and he is in trouble. Here comes Gino now, looking for the opportunity to get things off on an even keel, and he's even willing to shake hands in order to achieve it, but I don't think Tony's going to believe him. Crotch lift and a hard driving slam. Tony again. Oh man, he's got that arm of his, which is like hitting with a 2x4, and he is in great position. Oh, the fans tell him to do it again, He heard him. There's one, there's two, and Gino puts a foot over the rope. He may wish he hadn't. On top, Tony Atlas. 5 minutes have gone by, and this, the third and deciding fall of this battle. And he caught a knee right square in the face. He caught a driving knee. Tony had bent over and was just about to flip Gino over, and here is a back body drop, and Tony's in a bad way. Gino Hernandez going for the driving wallop off the top rope, and Atlas, he did it.
Side on Southwest Championship Wrestling. The next match will be Joe Lopez against Southwest champion Tully Blachard, and here is the Southwest Heavyweight Wrestling Champion.
Look at that belt. You know, I was sitting out in the truck listening on the monitor to Wahoo McDaniels talking about chasing all over the world for titles. Chasing, but not quite grasping. Well, I tell you what, Wahoo McDaniels, you also said right thing. This is the belt to have, the Southwest Heavyweight Championship belt. I tell you what, it's just been this far out of your grasp. It's always been just a tiny bit out of your grasp. And you talk about, you know, everybody wants to get me in no disqualification matches. They want them in my kind of match. No rules, no finishes, all this kind of stuff. Fences, strap matches. Why in the world don't these people have enough confidence in their own abilities to just get in there and wrestle with all the rules, pin the man, submission? I don't ever break the rules. I put my belt on line just in a wrestling match with all the rules put down by the state, by the NWA, by the AWA, by all professional wrestling all over the world. And I tell you what, I'll wrestle anybody, but they all want to wrestle the kid. They all want to get an advantage. They all want to be able to use their fists. They all want to be able to use brass knuckles or straps or fences to keep me caged in. Well, I tell you what, I use those rules to the best of my advantage. That's why the Southwest Championship belt is around my waist. And I tell you what, Wahoo McDaniels, you talk about cages and you talk about straps. You know, Mil Mascaras couldn't take my belt away from me. And I tell you what, Wahoo McDaniels, you will never, ever, it'll be the last day of my life that you could ever beat me in just a straight wrestling match, because you can't wrestle. All you can do is throw those big old chops and hit people with your big old belly and talk about your kind of match and talk about hamburger meat. Well, I tell you what, Wahoo McDaniels, have you ever looked in the mirror at yourself? Have you ever looked at your face, seen what hamburger meat really looks like? So you really know what you're talking about. Because if you looked at my face, you look how pretty I am. Because I tell you what, Wahoo, I've been in a cage match before. The great, strong Ivan Putski. Ivan Putski couldn't beat me in a cage match, so maybe you're in my kind of match. And don't you forget it.
Woo! Southwest champion Tully Blachard, he's in. It's hard to sit here and keep your cool, I know. I've been in the same boat a number of times, and a twisting leg lock as he goes into a figure four and sends you, whoa, and
that's that figure four leg lock. No one ever get out of that, and man, do it hurt.
It hurts and it can injure somebody, and there's the bell. As Tully Blachard, a hold that Valentine made famous, Tully Blachard with that figure four leg lock on Joe Lopez, and as Tully refuses to break, and whoa, and he chops him. Wahoo McDaniels is in there. He breaks it. Joe Lopez definitely bad shaken up. Tully Blachard, the Southwest champion. Wahoo McDaniels, pandemonium, wild action. Wahoo McDaniels ripping at the throat of Tully Blachard, gouging in those. A wild man. Wahoo McDaniels ripping it to bloody Tully Blachard. Hussein the Butcher, who's on this next match, coming in. He comes in, chops Wahoo McDaniels, hammers him a shot. Tully hurt as Wahoo bombs the Butcher. Wahoo McDaniels, king of the mountain. Wahoo McDaniels is king of the mountain.
No, Joe, I'd like to get in on this, but as being a guest commentator out here with you, you just can't do that. It's hard for me to sit out here and watch this.
Dan and I both have a hold of your coattail.
Boy, I'd love to.
Again, Wahoo McDaniels. And again, Tully Blachard is out of that ring. Tully shaken up. Hussein the Butcher. Pooh. Wahoo's waiting, a bloody, battered Tully Blachard. Hussein the Butcher, Ken Johnson. Do we have pandemonium here on Southwest Championship Wrestling? Certainly television's most exciting hour. Champion of the world, Gino Hernandez.
It's been a great injustice done to my good friend Tully Blachard, but I can assure him one thing, that the Southwest Championship is going to remain among friends, because Wahoo McDaniels and that crybaby Chavo Guerrero and Scott Casey's and Ivan Putski's, it don't matter whether you realize it or not, the greatest tournament of all time, you don't have to win once. You've got to win 4 times, all in the same night. You've got to beat 4 opponents. And like I've said before, I've got 1 title on this shoulder, and now the Southwest Championship will be hanging from my other shoulder.
It's going to be a big one, there's no doubt about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Tully Blachard.
I tell you what, you people can look at this. There's 16 wrestlers. Wahoo McDaniels, world's champion. Billy Robinson, junior heavyweight champion of the world. Gino Hernandez, former world's heavyweight champion. Terry Funk, Conway, Tiger, Tom Jones. Look at that, big Tom Jones coming back, trying to get a little glory. Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this tournament should never be taking place. I've said it before. You know, the 30-day limit. I know about the 30-day limit. The 30-day limit is for stupid people. If you're stupid enough to go overseas to Japan to defend tournaments, do whatever, earn money out of the country, and lose the title because of stupidity, that's one thing. That's rules. That's govern. That's something you can govern. But I tell you what, a car wreck. I almost lost my life. Terry Funk almost lost his life. Dick Slater almost lost his life. That is something, that's an act of God. That's not an act of stupidity. That's an act of something else. And ladies and gentlemen, to have my title taken from me like this under these circumstances, it just turns my gut. And for Wahoo McDaniels to press this issue and press it and get people to write letters to the commission, Chavo Guerrero, Scott Casey, all these people, they're not tough enough to beat me one-on-one. They had to steal the title from me. But I tell you what, someday, somewhere, somehow, I will have the Southwest Heavyweight title back around my waist. And you can see I'm not on crutches anymore. I'm down to a cane. But I can promise you one thing, Wahoo McDaniels, you will not be the Southwest Heavyweight champion at the end of the tournament.
Tully Blachard. And of course, Tully's
Rolled him up. One, with the two, with the three, and Wahoo McDaniel. Wahoo McDaniel scores a fall on Terry Funk here in just a few moments. This is a one fall to a finished match, and he scores a fall, and we've got Wahoo down as gorgeous Gino and Terry Funk go to work on the Indian. Terry has been eliminated, and it is now Wahoo and Gino who are about to continue the battle here, but the Wahoo McDaniel was caught without the opportunity to even recover from the first match, and Gino Hernandez